I'm gonna do a real quick live. I'm early for work. I I had to go pay our electric bill, and I allotted way too much time this morning to go pay that bill. So I'm just gonna spend my extra time this morning talking to y'all. So I don't know. We did a thing that we're gonna reveal and later. So look forward to that. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that video. I've got an idea of what I want to do, but I just got to get the time. Time has been extremely crazy. For winter time, we've been super busy. So Hannah is visiting us this week, and we'll take her back to the homestead in Kansas later. And I don't know, just busy, busy work. Gary and I both been working a lot, and anyway, and we did a thing that's took up a little bit of our time, and anyway, but it is garden planning time. If you don't have your garden planned, now's the time to start planning. If you're going to start seeds, depending on the seeds that you're going to start, it might be time to start those. If you For peppers, tomatoes, for here in our zone, we're kind of zone 5-6 because we are on a ridge, so we try to tend toward zone 5 some of our planting, and some of our planting we go with zone 6. But so we've got peppers and tomatoes started. I need to go down and check on them. Hannah watered them yesterday, and cabbages. I got cabbages, and Hannah said some stuff was starting to sprout, and I believe it was the cabbages by how she described them, which is right on point. So I need to go down and check on them. They're in the basement, and I'll get you a video of that hopefully this week. But wow, busy, busy time. Not a whole lot going on besides working and cooking and cleaning. So not a lot to share with y'all. I feel like I've been neglectful of my channel. I know I have, and neglectful of all my supporters. But anyway, I know y'all are forgiving, and that you care about us and you care what's going on, and we just have been super busy. But anywho, we are just loving life. Right now there's a lot going on. But I'm getting ready for work. Like I said, I had to go pay my electric bill. The mail has been delayed for us, and I'm sure for many of y'all throughout the country. And I'll be honest, I would rather our postal workers, delivery services, that they would be safe rather than me get a package or my mail. You know, hello, I'm Cindy Cargill. Um, that's who I am. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I'm at. We had a major storm in the Midwest and in the South last week, and mail is still getting caught up from that. So hello, AJ. Hello. I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Prabhu Amaresh. Hello. Anyway, we are just playing catch up. We've had a nice false spring day. It, I guess I should say week so far, and just having a good time. So we are in the Missouri Ozarks. Our planting schedule, like I said earlier, is they say we're zone 6, but truly we are kind of a mix of 5 and 6, so we plant according to zone 5. So we won't put our our cold sensitive plants in until after Mother's Day. But we're prepping for garden, getting ready. We've planned out. We've got our garden map made up. Gary's got stuff to make me another raised bed. We are just planning to grow as much of our own food as we possibly can. My father-in-law bought us some more laying hens. I say hens, chicks, and that was super kind of him. He's going to raise them out until they're feathered and ready to go outside, and we'll just go with that. So that's what's going on besides work. just keeping busy with family stuff, lots of family stuff, and that's just how it is. But yeah, that's life. I really don't. Doing good, Dandy's World. Joe, awesome. Zone 5, New York. Awesome, awesome. Yes, I don't have a greenhouse here in our at our Missouri homestead. I did have greenhouse, a cattle pedal greenhouse at our Kansas homestead. Thought my landlord. Well, oh goodness. Anyway, but yeah, I'm right. I wish I had a greenhouse. I would love to move my greenhouse here or to build another one. They're super easy to build and create. I do have a little mini hoop that we put over the top of stuff, which we'll put cabbages in the ground and put that little mini hoop over the top of. Hello, from Los Angeles, homeless Tesla. Hello, Los Angeles. But anyway, not doing much. Just thought I would get on and hang out here with you guys for a little while and just see what's going on in your lives. Joe Mama is in the greenhouse putting in seeds on 5. That's awesome. I'm so excited. I love to garden. And as most of y'all know, I did have to grow up after my health issues, and some life changes brought about some life changes for us. And there were some other life changes that had nothing to do with my health issues, but it did change my health issues. And then the other life changes were a trajectory to a completely different lifestyle for me. And so I have a full-time job off the homestead now, instead of a full-time homesteader with part-time jobs off the homestead. Just bought a van to live in. Awesome. Hashtag van life. Awesome. That's cool. Homeless, congratulations. I just bought a car because I've got to get back and forth to work now, instead of a pickup. But I did buy a car that I can pull a small trailer with. But yeah, after years of driving a truck, I did buy something that feels a lot like driving a truck. But anyway, I bought a 2014 Ford Explorer. And my husband's a bigger guy, and it's more comfortable for him to ride in. We loved our Subaru for a car. I should say, we have a 2004 Subaru Forester that we absolutely love. It gets around everywhere. And so last week when we had all the snow and ice, that's what I drove instead of driving my new car. Got my new car right before Valentine's Day. And so, it is very roomy. Hi, Charlene. How are you? Subarus are amazing. I loved my Subaru. I like that generation of Subaru, that 2000s, the early 2000s Subarus. They last a long time. But she, we paid $1,400 cash for her in, 6, 7 years ago, in 2015 or 16. Anyway, so we've had her a long, long time. She's got lots of miles on her. She's been a great car. She's still a great car. She's having some issues, and with me commuting to work, we decided to take a leap and buy another car. It's not new. It's new to me. I grew up that a new car was new to us, not necessarily a brand new car. If you got a brand new car, it was different than a new car. But that's just us. Yeah, it was a great buy. It was a great buy. She did come with a salvaged title, so she had been in an accident and been totaled and been bought back and been repaired. It is a rip off. It is. It is. I was, and we had saved quite a bit of money. Typically, we do not borrow money for cars. Typically, we're very frugal, and I feel like we're still very frugal. But we did take a loan for this, a small loan to buy this Explorer, which is not typical of us. Usually we try to pay cash. Anyway, we saved up money and we bought a little bit more. We bought better. How do I put this? I want to word this correctly. We went ahead and spent a little bit more money because if you guys have not looked at the used or even new, car prices are high. Everything's high right now. Everything is. And I know, I'm getting to that age, of almost 50. And anyway, yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. Homeless. Whether I do or whether I don't is nobody's concern, and it has nothing to do with anything. But anyway, if you do, great. If you don't, great. I really could care less. I'm so sorry if it hurts anybody's feelings, but yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, so I am in the Ozarks of Missouri. I'm originally from Oklahoma, from the Cross Timbers in Oklahoma, eastern, northeastern Oklahoma. I'm towards where I came from is towards the middle of this kind of middle of the state, but it's still in northeast Oklahoma. I grew up. I grew up about halfway between Stillwater and Tulsa, close, maybe a little closer to Stillwater than Tulsa. I'm not sure, but right about halfway. If anybody's familiar with Stillwater and Tulsa, that's where I grew up, where a lot of my family lives. Most of my family. Is that what happened? Yeah, there you go. There you go, Charlene. It's a hard decision to make, and honestly, Charlene, you know me, it was hard. It took me a long time to finally go ahead and borrow money. Um, and I will have to tell you, it was pride. The Lord had to really say, "Hey, girl, this is what needs to be done, and this is what you're going to have to do with what your situation is right now." And so, we did take a small loan. We didn't spend all of our savings, praise the Lord, on a vehicle. We just decided the way things were going, and Susie Bell is my little Subaru, and she was starting to have some issues. We think we've got some of those worked out, but yeah, yeah, you better find you an adult. Those are still babies. You need to find you a grown woman, not a baby. But anyway, that's my advice. I don't know you, sir, but yeah, my advice. You're a sugar daddy if you're dating them that old, and if you, yeah, no, um, find you a grown woman. Sorry, just my that was distracting. I'm sorry, but anywho, exactly, Charlene. Thank you, Charlene. That's exactly right. And it's a new to me. It's not a brand new. We did some shopping around to find the best value for what was available to us. Because the car market's going to be different where you're at, and so you got to be very diligent in looking at your vehicles and in studying vehicles and see what look at. I mean, you can Google and see what is, especially if you're buying something older, what the problems are. We bought a 11-year-old car, so that's okay. We found one with low miles. We found one that had been taken really good care of. Not, and even a brand new car is going to break down on you. There's no promise of it, not breaking down. And I got to keep an eye on my time so that I am not late to work. I got a few minutes, but yeah. So that's what we chose. We went ahead and chose to do, but it was a difficult thing to go ahead and borrow money. We haven't borrowed money for a vehicle since 2008, and we did, just like you said, Charlene, we paid it off as quick as we could. Um, yeah, prices are nuts. And at the time, it was kind of funny because, we had borrowed for a vehicle. Let's see. trying to remember how many car loans we've had total. But our last car loan we took out in 2008 for a used Suburban. And everything we've bought has been used. We've never had a brand new car. We've had cars that were 2 and 3 years old. Um, let's see, we bought Gary's pickup. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. The very first one would be we bought me a pickup in 94 or 5, long time ago when we were babies. Oh no, that is sad, Charlene. That is really sad. Um, we bought a used Mazda pickup for me, and that was our first vehicle. We took a loan out, and we were young, not very old, and freshly married. Um, and then we had our son. We had our son, and then a daughter, and we no longer could all fit in that. So while I was in the hospital having our daughter, Gary sold the little Mazda pickup. Exactly, Joe. Exactly. It is a tool, and you got to use it wisely. And we've had some things in our life that made us leery of borrowing money. So, and so, um, yeah, it is just a tool, and it's not, yeah. But a lot of good, good, good. Yes, GMC was good and fixed the issue. You just never know. It's all right. It's all right. You just never know. So we bought the Mazda pickup was the first newer vehicle we bought, and was not by far the first vehicle we bought. The very first, but anyway, um, exactly. It's called Experience. Gary had some. We bought that, and then in let's see. So then I had a little car drove, and then that car broke down, and we've had lots of vehicles, but anyway, trying to remember. Oh, the big one that got us in trouble. Where's Gary? Gary is, well, he was home when I left him at home this morning. When left early, Lynn, to go pay our electric bill because I didn't get it in time to mail it like normal. And so I had to drive several towns away, but I allotted myself way too much time and before I went to work this morning. So I decided I'd go live. But we bought, so back to my story about vehicles, we spent way too much money for a 3-year-old pickup in 99. And no, 2000. I guess it was 2000. It was 2000. And then in 99 or 2000, I'm struggling to keep track. All right. See you later, Charlene. It was good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Um, Lynn, you're going to have to remind me who Autumn is. I'm not placing Autumn. But anyway, so we bought that vehicle, and then Gary started having some major health issues, and we paid a lot of money. It was a truck, and we paid a lot of money for it. We bought it too new. And anyway, so that has made us super leery of taking on much debt. We took small loans after that. We did buy a little, sure you misspelled her name. I got Hannah. Is it Hannah? Hannah's doing good. I did have my cow Freedom. I don't have her anymore. Hannah. Yeah, Hannah's doing good. She is, so she's living in Kansas at the homestead by herself. She's doing good. She's visiting us this week. We'll take her back sometime this weekend and do some repairs on our house. Just some mild repairs. Um, but yeah, it's got to spend, and hopefully we'll get some video of that. It's kind of hard. It's going to be a little bit of bathroom repair on our old trailer house that we have there on the homestead. But as far as animals, since we've moved to Missouri and restarting, and we're in a rental, we basically have two small gardens and a raised bed or two and a flower bed that we're raising food in. Animal wise, we have two dogs, and we have, let's see, what else do we have? Well, I miss the Kansas sunrises and sunsets because we're in the Ozarks in Missouri. Um, I don't miss the major wind that we had in Kansas. Kansas was good to me. I love Kansas. Kansas feels like home. When we go to our little place, we have a little place in Kansas, in Greenwood County. When we go to it, um, I feel like I'm home. You know, we spent some time there last weekend and I feel like home. I was able to live my dream there, so I'm going to be a little biased. And in some ways, I think that's getting in the way of. I'm a person that I like comfort, and and sometimes God says, you know, you got to get out of your comfort zone. I'm assuming Kansas is huge beef country. I love cattle. I've since I was a little girl. My dad is a beef producer, as well as a water well driller and a he is also oil producer. So he, you know, cattle are in my blood. I feel like I had some beef cattle when we were in Kansas. Not very many. We have a small little, basically a hobby farm, but I worked at it full time, plus worked off a little bit. You have relatives there. Our struggle, Joe, was we were out in the middle of the prairie. Yep, start calving. Yep, calving time. We lived out in the middle of the prairie, and so it was, the nearest house was a mile or two away, and so there were several mile sections, and there's no choice but for aerial spraying, and that run into a lot of problems for us. Um, a lot of problems for us that we're not having. We're not having to fight the glyphosates here. We're not having to fight a lot of the herbicides. We got direct sprayed with by accident in 2021 with Remedy and 2,4-D, and it was devastating. You can go back and find some videos of that. It was devastating. Wiped out our production. My milk cow had liver failure, and we almost lost her. So the big beef I have about Kansas was just the struggle, and the struggle with the herbicide. And I can't complain because, you know, I moved into an area that's how the range was managed and needed to be managed. And I understand that, and I have compassion for that. I have little compassion for a negligent pilot that decided that he didn't care whether or not I was on. You know, he didn't care about me and my daughter. He knew we were outside. He did warn us that he was going to spray, and so we did go inside. But he sprayed us, knowing he illegally sprayed us. He knew that when he did. Um, there's so many regulations, and he ignored them, and ended up paying the price for that. And I'm sure that the money we got in restitution didn't bug him one bit because he's just contracted to do it. And I don't know, you know, how, if he got anything, you know, whether he got any reprimands or anything. But yeah, it is what it is, and it's done. I have no hard feelings against any farmers or ranchers that need to use those products and those services to manage their range. It's what they have to do when they have large ranges and large areas, that they have to control the weeds in. Um, that's just it's life, and I know but yeah. So anyway, but Missouri is nice. I cannot get over how well our gardens grow, and a lot of that is because we're not fighting the glyphosates and the other herbicides. Um, and we do have to be extremely careful of any manure that comes in that we're not getting, because they are used here. They're just used way different. They're not used very where we're at. They're rarely used aerial, um, and they're more of a direct application, like through sprayers of different sorts instead of airplanes. Um, but that's how that is. So here, where we're at, is totally different than in the north, western corners of the state, the northern areas of the state. They're more flat, like Kansas and Nebraska, and so they do get, and they have less trees, so they do get some aerial spraying. Some, not a lot, but some. But anyway, we're not fighting that right now. Um, we're our gardens do great. We raise a lot of food in a little, what I consider a little patch, because going from over 2,000, over 20,000 square feet of gardens down to just two little patches is completely different for me, and that's okay. When we lived in Wyoming, cool. There you go. That's awesome. Awesome. Late grazing and high short duration stock. And all that stuff's got to be tried. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, Joe. I really don't. I really don't, because I see all sides of it. And, we just, we just happened to get the short end of a straw from a negligent pilot. I mean, that's just, he sprayed on a day that was too hot. He sprayed on a day that was too windy, and he sprayed us, not caring how close he was spraying to a home, and that we were on a no spray. Um, yeah, yeah. We've got to start getting stuff back into the soil. I love regenerative agriculture, and I love those practices, and we try to practice them as much as possible. And so I totally get you, Joe. But yeah, we do a lot of. So we had one garden. Weed pressure's high both in Kansas and Missouri. Um, I just am biased. Yes, I've met Joel, spoke to Joel multiple times. Um, yeah, yeah, love his books. Um, I do have a problem with, he seems to be a little, he, like all of us, he says things that he doesn't realize he says. And so sometimes there's been yeah, anyway, I'm going to get off of Joel. Joel's got some great books out there. He's got a great idea. He's got a great practice with his own farm, that he's doing some great things. We're going to focus on the great things of Joel. Um, yes, that's exactly it, Lynn. Yep. Um, Joel is an extremely brilliant man, and he's got some great ideas and great practices. And I think he's got a little bit of regional blindness. I guess the best way to say, hi, Patty. He knows how things grow in his region, and I don't think he realizes how it could grow in other regions, and how things are other regions and growing zones and things, how things do when you get different soil types, when you get different climates, you know. But yes, we should do everything we can to do as much as we can to steward the land that we are given. We are responsible for what we have, and we'll have to answer that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. I've just got a little bit more time before I've got to go to work. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I just want to thank you all for coming in and sticking with my ramblings today as I'm just rambling before I go to work just to get a little time in. I've got to get to where I'm doing some more videos. And the way my time is, I'm afraid they're going to have to be little lives, short lives like they're doing right now. Thanks for coming in, Joe. It's been great to meet you. I'll check out your channel. Miss Patty, I hope you have a good day. Um, Lynn, thank you for coming in, and I hope you have a good day too. And Charlene, thanks. I know she's gone already. Thanks for coming in if you watch the replay. And I'm going to go to work, y'all, and go go make some money. Big hugs to you too, Miss Patty. Oh, Miss Patty, I am back in Missouri, but I got Hannah settled in Kansas, so she's home, she's on our place there. She came for a visit this week. We'll take her back this weekend. And if you come to anything in Oklahoma or Missouri, let me know, Miss Patty. I'd love to see y'all. Hopefully, we'll get to make a trip soon. I'd like to come to. There's lots of folks I'd love to visit. I don't have enough time. I don't have to have enough time. I've got to be a responsible adult and work and pay bills. But yeah, all of us do. All of us do. That's life, right? That's life. Thanks for coming in, guys. I'll see you later. Thanks for working through my ramblings with me today. I'm not sure that I got any of my stories finished. Had a very ADHD live. And if you guys have a blessed week, if I don't get to see you anymore this week, and have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.